I'm recording with Audacity, my audio with Audacity. I'll have to wind it up with the video here. I'm just using my laptop camera. Now, I bought a Nikon camera. So it's an old thing. I don't know what I was doing, so I ended up getting an old one. I was scammed. It's life. Um, Not really much to, well, yeah, I'm gonna get into merchandise and CDs in a minute here. Just no, I have recorded videos like this just before the summer, but I decided to delete them. They weren't very good. I was trying to use the Nikon camera to record them, but I'm gonna consider this a new introduction, I guess. Now, I'm responsible for two projects, and I say projects because they're not bands, neither of them. One is heavy slash thrash, I guess you could say. The first album is going to be a lot like And Justice for All because I just felt like doing that. And the second album, whenever I get started on it, it's going to be more fast, thrashy. It's not going to really be, there's not going to be any element of plain heavy metal in it, just pure thrash. And that one's called Isolated Mortality. The album is called Money Blooded, which is something that applies to both Democrats and Republicans. MAGA being a grotesque mutation of the GOP. And then there's Insanity Vortex, which is pure death metal. Might be a little bit an element of thrash here and there in the album, but I don't know. But yeah, the album title is going to be Horror versus Beauty. And the reason for that is because Christians like to focus on the beauty of God's creation rather than the horror. And the point is that the horror far outweighs the beauty. That's what I'm trying to say with the album title. I don't know. I don't want the title too long. That's the issue. But I'm going to sort that out later. Some fucking water here. Just water. Yeah, haven't been drinking beer for about 10 years because I've been uh I ended up having what would be called silent migraines for about 2 years. So I never really did figure out what the trigger is. So haven't been eating very many things, and I haven't been drinking beer. I'm just too damn afraid. Those things suck. But anyway, that's not what this is about. Just a little. I was a my drinking habit was strictly on the weekends, but I can't do that. I haven't been doing that for 10 years, so I don't know. But yeah. So with the albums out of the way, the the lyrics for the death metal album are going to be just criticisms of the common Christian beliefs. So I'm just trying to get away from the Satanism. I'm not a Satanist, and I'm also not anti-religious, which is all too common in death metal. And yeah, I'm gonna start get into the merchandise now. So as you can see, I got a Sinister shirt here, and I had my whole thing when it comes to buying these shirts. I don't like the logo too large, like this one is, but I did get a few custom made, but nobody will do that anymore. This T-shirt is Hate. It's got a bit of blue text on it on the back, just lyrics from the album. And I had my whole thing when it comes to selecting merchandise, T-shirts. I have a Testament hat back there somewhere, but it's too small. Just a plain white logo on it. And what I preferred on a T-shirt was the the logo of the band I like, Sepultura being a strong example of this. They don't like the capped logo on it, the regular text, which would be on Arise and Chaos AD. And I preferred the other one before that. I think it was on the albums before Beneath the Remains. Yeah, Beneath the Remains, Arise and Chaos AD. I have all three of those back there somewhere in the CD rack. And um, yeah, it turned out like I was getting T-shirts for about $30 years ago. I did have some, back 20 years ago or 30 years ago. Suffocation, Metallica, Slayer, whatever. And I started getting back into them again because I couldn't drink beer anymore. And unfortunately, stuff got too expensive. I'll go over it maybe in a future video, maybe in the next few months. I'll show everything I have. But yeah, I couldn't find a lot of shirts with anything on the back, which is part of the fun of getting these things. And what another pet peeve is Cannibal Corpse, for example. They would have, particularly the new logo, which I do not like. It's too boring. It would only be the logo on the entire shirt on the front. No, I'm not paying $50 for that fucking bullshit. But yeah, things have just become too expensive. Hope this mic is working. Or getting the, yeah. Actually, hold on. Come on. There we go. There we go. I think. Just a pen fell. That's a little better. Okay, so what was it? Yeah, so basically I had to stop getting all the merchandise. I have Motley Crue, Suffocation, Cannibal Corpse, Pantera, Slayer, well, no, I can't find anything from Incantation other than that thing that I have up there, and that's a fat t-shirt. Motorhead, Sepultura, all kinds of shit. I have about 30 t-shirts. So, oh yeah, Skid Row's another one. Now, before I get to the CDs, go over my wall here. Now, I have this section for all the music, and that one for action movies, because I'm really into violent action movies. I got Die Another Day right here, Predator, and what's that one? That's T2, yeah, Terminator 2. John Wick quadrilogy. I had Total Recall here, but it fell, and I'll put that back up later, and Cobra. And over here, you got Slayer, the Divine Intervention, Deicide, Serpents, Cannibal Corpse, I think. Yeah. Gallery, Bloodthirst, and Gore Obsessed. And then there's Cataclysm there, Shadows and Dust, along with Testaments, Formation of Damnation. And under here, you got the Dimebag miniature. This is from way back in the 90s. X103.3 The Fox, signed by members of Arcade, which is former members of Rat and Cinderella, I think. And there's a skull. And you got some patches up here. So that's basically the rundown. You got a Metallica poster there and over in the corner. And if I become more popular, I'll probably add more to that. I also want to start a battle vest, which I know I'm pathetic. I'm sad. I haven't done that yet. Anyway, as for CDs, now I have about 300 of those. Now I have a bunch of there which I'm seemingly unable to sell because I have a bunch of some of them listed on Discogs and nobody wants them. Not even Ozzy Osbourne No More Tears. I managed to get rid of Sepultura Roots, Cathedral, LA Guns, and a few others, surprisingly. I'll have to go over them. I'll show those in the video at some point too. But anyway, so I got back into getting CDs, which I stopped doing because I was more interested in the beer. And it's a missed opportunity because now CDs are ridiculously expensive. So basically, people who bought the CD back in the day, they paid about what $25 for, are now charging multiple times that. They're basically making money off of the band's work, which would be actual piracy. That's bullshit. And well, nobody says anything, nobody does anything about it. So they want to make a big deal about Napster and file sharing, but You can't. Nobody says anything about this overprice, um, fan gouging. But yeah, I started looking up bands like Disciples of Power, which is a Canadian death thrash album or band. I can't even remember all the Malevolent Creation I looked at. Um, all, all kinds of different bands. I managed to get my hands on Banished, Baphomet, which I don't are obviously not original copies. The first pressing I'm getting at. I'll go through all my CDs in another video, but I managed to get a hold of some. I got Supper Biotic, if that's pronounced correctly, along with what the fuck is the other one? Fuck, I forget the other one. But yeah, so I'm more into death metal than I am anything else. Although I do like some glam. I know I'm a poser. Fuck you. But also, yeah, a lot of thrash. From Metallica, I would say Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, and Justice are my favorite albums. And before, I guess I'll mention the vocals before I close this video, because I have a lot of other stuff to get to for future videos within the next few months. I'm angry that I can't get vocals done for what I would call a reasonable price. Why is it that, well, the guys I came across or checked with on Fiverr are $70 per song. And I don't know how long it would take me to try and do it myself to achieve the death metal vocal. And I'm after a particular style too. I want the Chris Barnes Cannibal era, or Sinister. What's the guy's name? Mike Van Mestreet, and vocals sound like that. And these guys charge highway robbery. I don't understand why it can't be $20 a song. And I also wanted to I want to do a remix or a mix of regular growling throughout the album with only a few screams throughout it, and another with a lot of screaming, because I know that you guys like that for some fucking reason. I'm not into it, but I think they'll call that a video.